Johnson, The Final Solution. It's very, very small book you can read within 2 hours, but it contains the final solution. Do get a copy. Not getting it is doing disservice to humanity. Don't forget The Final Solution.
Hi there, I'm Mary Keurig, and I am a businesswoman in the United States, but I'm also the Global Content Vice President for the Sub-Saharan Open University in Nigeria. I could not be prouder to work with Dr. Osita Anamika and his team on helping to create not just entrepreneurs and skill-based talent that will get out into the workforce and make a living for themselves, but also young leaders. And to that end, with this integrity-rich university environment that's accredited now, and it's just an amazing opportunity for anyone there of any age to jump on board and learn, we want to let you know about a new offering that we have. We have a global governance and diplomacy course now provided by a whole team of people that crosses several countries to put together these resources and lots of great information for those of you who might be on the path toward public service and diplomatic service, NGO leadership, that sort of thing. We hope that you will walk through this open door and enjoy.
Yes, you're welcome back, viewers. Welcome back to Friday, the 25th of July morning international update. George, let's come to some local news, some Nigerian news update. Yesterday we heard APC, that political party in Nigeria, All Progressive Congress. They now have a new national chairman. After Ganduji Abdullahi was removed. So, but that chairman is also a sitting minister, but he's now APC national chairman. So, do we see APC? Do we see some new changes happening in APC now with this?
Well, what you're seeing is actually realignment. What they're doing is, when ADC came into the zone, because they, whether deliberately, intentionally, or just by PDP shooting themselves on the foot, and many other political parties in chaos in Nigeria. So with the emergence of ADC, there gotta be, if APC does not make a move, to try to bring a change in the reorg, it might affect them negatively. So what they have done is to allow this nominate this Nentenwa. I think how do you say the name? Okay, Yowatada. Is that how you pronounce that? So this man is the new APC national chairman, officially announced at the NEC meeting in Abuja yesterday. His selection was a consensus decision aimed at boosting unity ahead of the 2027 national election. So what you see is that APC is shaking. They are actually shaking, and they should be. They should be.
Yeah, they should be.
They should be.
Yeah. George, it's I tell you, these are some of the gains of that coalition. Put everybody on their feet. Put everybody in a situation where you're thinking, very fast, efficiently, diligently, or else you're taken out. So sometime when we have that kind of shake-up in Nigerian politics, like the coalition did, it's good, Oh,
it is good for democracy.
Yes, good, George, because people now realize, there's something we're not doing right, and it has to be done right. So, but
if you look at what happened actually with APC, APC tried, to come in, but they were not able with the smaller political parties from the north and from the west. So what they did was Buhari and our current president Asiwaju, they came together and merged and to form APC, and it became a force to be reckoned with. And that's why the defeat came in 2015 or thereabout. So now all of a sudden, when other political parties saw that PDP is being weakened and Labour Party is they're there but not as strong to win nationally, so they decided to come together to do the same thing that the North and the West did. So this is a coalition right now that is putting force on APC to do some reorganization. So with this man, he is a minister of humanitarian affairs and former Plateau governorship candidate. So with that particular new face, there might be new changes because there might be some things that they want to implement to fight against ADC.
We hope so. We hope so. It's going to be a very interesting time come 2027 when the new government when there will be a new change. Let's see how that plays out. George, there's a news coming from a ranking company. They say they ranked our passport, the Nigerian passport, to number 88 in the global ranking order. Number 88, Nigerian passports. George, do we get excited that we're moving up the ladder, or we still feel no, we're not doing enough, we're still behind?
When you consider what our country represents, population-wise, Nigerian passport, it climbs from climbs to 88 globally. This is the best ranking in 5 years per Henley Passport Index. So it moved up from 91. We were in 91 before in January, and then all of a sudden now, in 5 years we have moved to 88. To me, it's a slow climb. It's a slow climb if you really want to think about it. Because our country is supposed to be a leading country when it comes to distance, but we are so way behind. Nigeria can now travel visa-free to only 45 countries, still among the lowest globally. And this is Nigeria ties with Ethiopia and Myanmar, but ranks above Libya, Sudan, and Somalia in Africa. So when you see that Nigeria competing with some of these other places, the index reflects how diplomatic ties shape passport strength and travel freedom. So if you, what do you call it? Singapore is the highest. They can travel to 193 countries free, visa free.
Wow.
193.
Wow.
So that when you compare that, you see that we are really, really so way below. Way below. And think about it. Up until now, most countries, most Nigerian embassies are still without ambassadors, high commissioners, up until now.
Yes, that's something really serious. That's something we should talk about someday, because apart from the ambassadors not being in the various mission houses, embassy staff are not being paid. Embassy staff complain to me a month they've not earned anything as salary, and this puts us in a very bad light. These are diplomats, these are people that are representing the country outside, and nobody to coordinate their affairs, no ambassador, no head of commission, and salaries are still being withheld. Crazy times, George. Crazy
times. I mean, no. It reflects back on the government, on APC government. Do you know how long it took for Buhari to send out high commissioners out? So tell me, in 2 years, we're going to the third year now, and we're about to do the 2027 election, and we still have, our high commissioners and ambassadors in many of these countries. Nobody is there. What are we waiting for? That's lack of inefficiency in governance. Because if you don't have all these countries, that means that something is wrong. You are not pushing hard enough to get representation around the world. That's why.
But it's really not a hard tax for the presidency to pick the ambassadors. Normally, ambassadors are taken from friends and party leaders,
affiliates, yes,
affiliates that pushed that has been helping the party, and also suggested names of noble people, noble citizens that have lived well and done right. So I don't know why this is taking long, and now they are talking 2027 when the present times are not being used well. The present times that we are in, nothing much is happening. So how do you talk of the future when you're not taking care of the now? You know.
But that's exactly the question, and one of the major problems that we have in Nigeria is we talk about this, but we don't push it.
Okay.
So it's only when you begin to push it and make the lack of these appointments, part of the inefficiency of the government, that's when you will see them push forward. Because I don't see any reason why they cannot be sending out ambassadors to these countries. And then, as a result of lack of these ambassadors, most of these embassies are suffering because there is nobody there. The ambassador is not there to push for the money to come. So, and that's part of it. So now, when you push the narrative to the point whereby, you begin to see, that you will see it as what you move fast. It's because it's being ignored. Definitely. And as a matter of fact, what we might have to do is to do a segment where we have to push back on this. If you wanted to go and run for 2027, what is happening to Nigerians abroad? What is happening to these embassies abroad? Our people being represented the way they're supposed to? You see? So we need to really push that.
I joined yesterday. There was that very strong movement in Abuja. Some Nigerians in the diaspora came back to Abuja and they had a protest seeking the House to make amendments and make a law where Nigerians in diaspora can vote come 2027. So I got into that. I believe in that movement. I helped also share and did some dialoguing, engaging with people. If they could have our voice heard, I tell you, the diasporans will help a lot of governance mistakes, a lot of wrong steps they have been taking. These diaspora Nigerians will really come to help them because they've seen it. They understand how it works. They live in countries where things work well. So allowing them to vote, make a choice in the leadership of a government matters, George.
And that's exactly one of the major problems. Here in Canada, we have been pushing. For instance, I was friends with an ambassador from Ghana once upon a time. We're very, very close. I used to visit his office frequently. And what we saw, they have an embassy in a High Commission's office in Ottawa. But now when it comes to major cities in Canada, like Toronto, they will have a satellite office there, an extension of the High Commission's office. And Ghanaians being used to have travel to Ottawa to do certain things, like passport renewal or applying for passport, all those type of things. Only the major things happen in Ottawa. But most of those little collection of money for the passport and renewal and children being born and all those type of things, being registration, is done locally. And we pushed for Nigerian commissioner during the days of Maduekwe, who was Ojo Maduekwe, who was our high commissioner here. We pushed for that satellite office to happen, but it was resisted from Nigeria, from Abuja. So these are the things that Nigerian government need to look into. And when they can allow international diasporians to be able to vote, to choose leadership, they are afraid. And the reason why they are afraid is simply because of the corruption that is going in Nigeria when it comes to elections. Because they now know that international people, when they begin to put in their feet, and then you can know how many voters voted from Canada, from US, and from other major countries in the world, it will be difficult for them to write these elections rather than counting them. So those are the things that they are resisting. They are resisting it simply because They know that
That's
there will be a very strong change in the way they do things in
the
Nigeria.
way they do things in Nigeria. Thank you, George.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, let's see how it goes. We're pushing. We will do all in our power to keep pushing. Even the network, SSM, George. Once in a while, we'll make segments, shows for diaspora voting. Give the advantage. Give the reason why it should happen, and
That's right.
let government come to understand. We mean good. We're all one from one place. This is our homeland, and we want the best for our homeland. You know.
Definitely.
All right, George.
Definitely.
Let's go to some small stories, but because it matters also. Yesterday, we had the sad story of somebody everybody liked. Loved watching growing up, a wrestler called Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan, that towering, huge. I think he's about 6'7" in height, wearing bandana and always looking. In his home in Florida. George, were you the wrestling fan? Were you in that?
Well, growing up
Uh-huh.
in the US, I used to
Yeah.
watch Hulk Hogan a lot.
Okay.
It was one of my favorite ones, you know.
Yeah.
And very unfortunate that he died so young at the age of 71. You know, they were
Yeah.
saying that he must have been something of possibly heart failure or something like that. But you know,
Mhm.
most of these people, they take a lot of drugs.
Yeah,
And
that's
I don't mean hard drugs. I'm talking about, you know, body
the
movement
enhancement.
drug, the enhancement
Enhancement.
drugs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And possibly
Yeah.
that might have played a lot with his heart for him to
Mhm.
die early. But he was
And he was going through some family issues. The wife, the daughter, the families, so many.
yeah, they said that no, they said that he had you know, a whole lot of issues happening, you know, including legal battles and scandals. Hulk Hogan remained a towering figure in entertainment for many years. Even, you know, President Trump liked him. Now listen to
Yeah.
this. You know, I used to think that this thing was real until I moved to Atlanta and had the opportunity to go inside where they were training, and I saw many of them that were enemies on television. They were friends. We were having lunch. I'm like, what is going on? Ah,
Because
I thought these people were killing each other, but it was
No,
nothing
no,
but
no.
for entertainment purposes only. It was a show. I thought it was real. And here I am hating the enemy and the opponents, and I didn't know that all of them were eating together, drinking. I'm like, look at this. It's like, yeah. So this that's why when that news started coming out that this is not real for the entertainment purposes, a lot of people that were addicted into that wrestling kind of backed off a little bit.
Yeah,
It's not as
because
popular as it used to be.
yeah, some people now realize they fooled all this while. They were people, you know, but we knew it was all game. It was all the show business.
Show
And
business, yes.
they had to do those things to keep the crowd jived up. You know. Anyway, our condolences to the family. Hulk Hogan, the wrestling legend, died at 71. That's
I will never forget that. You know, he used to say, "What you gonna do when the Hulk mania runs wild on you?"
And with that deep voice, he called, "Oh, Hogan." Right,
That's good.
Also, during the week, we lost somebody. He might not be too popular among people, but I grew up knowing him too. He's called Malcolm Jamal Warner. Malcolm Jamal Warner, an American actor, musician. He was in the sitcom back in the days called Cosby Show. George.
Cosby Show, yes.
Malcolm was in Cosby Show, and he also died scuba diving with the daughter. And we don't know how he could be scuba diving, and he didn't remember to have swimming kits. I mean, you don't go into the deep ocean if you're not a good swimmer or having all those things around you. So we lost Malcolm Jamal Warner.
Malcolm Jamal Warner was he grew up we all grew up together actually, you know, during the Cosby Show. Yeah,
Yeah.
a very fine young man and very disciplined. As a matter of fact, he's been doing very well. And
Mhm.
so he died at the age of 54, which is very unfortunate. But
Yeah.
they were saying that it was as a result of a sudden surge of the ocean that actually
Okay.
carried them away, that it wasn't supposed to be, but it just happened suddenly and they were not prepared. So he took them out and they were not able, when they found him, they tried to revive him, but it was too late.
Mm.
Very unfortunate. Our
Okay.
condolences to the family because he
Condolence.
was actually vacationing with the family members when this took place, and I can
Mm.
imagine how painful that can be,
That
going
can
to a
be.
vacation with your dad and he's not coming back with you, only his
Oh.
body. It is very sad,
Oh,
very
sad,
sad.
George. Sad, sad. Okay.
It's an
Big
unfortunate
George,
ending.
we want to be making our news outing brief, straight to the point, and leave the stage, So, but what do you
That's
have?
it. That's it.
What do you have extra, George? What's
Well,
to
what
be
I have
said?
extra is Davido. Davido is coming to Toronto, Canada, this
Wow,
tomorrow, Saturday.
wow,
So he's
wow.
arriving. He's going to be
Mhm.
arriving in Toronto. As a matter of fact, either today or tomorrow morning. Because no, he's having a concert in Minneapolis, and then he's going to be arriving in Toronto tomorrow morning after the concert. So we are meeting with Davido tomorrow. So, ladies and gentlemen, come on down to Canada and we're gonna party together.
Okay, for our foreign
and
viewers,
and as a matter of fact,
our
it's
foreign,
compliments of our local guy here is Micro Bell. Micro Bell is the one bringing Davido here. He's been bringing him, and now it's happening in Rogers Center, one of the biggest concert centers in Toronto. So it's gonna be
nice,
huge. It's gonna be amazing. So we're inviting
nice.
everybody to come with us and party with us. It's gonna be an amazing feat here happening tomorrow in Toronto.
Wow.
Davido,
Nice. Now you
that's
just did
it.
a very good advert for them now, and I hope they'll give you the props. They'll give you a shout out too. For our viewers that are watching, Davido is the Afrobeat artist from Nigeria.
Superstar.
Yeah, superstar, and he is making waves. He has some real good numbers, good songs, and I think he's one of the best in that genre,
Hmm.
Afrobeat. So yes, Davido, I want the studio to bring up a picture of him. Hope these people see it before they go. For our foreign viewers that probably don't know Davido, that's Davido there.
That's
Yeah,
Davido.
yeah,
Yeah.
Davido. So
I mean,
Davido
the reason why I
performing
like
in
Davido,
Canada.
Davido is a giver. He's a giver. So,
Okay.
that's why I really like him a lot. And the young man that has grown, and, I would say, very less scandal, on him, because the man is a humanitarian, a philanthropist, and
Mm.
very, very great giver. Helps a lot of orphans and a lot of, disadvantaged people. So this is something that is known for him. Married
Yeah,
to
but
an Igbo girl too.
if he doesn't do that in the position God has placed him, I mean, who will do this? He's from a wealthy home. The father is known to be a very wealthy man, and he's making money too. So you need to care for the people. You need to spread the wealth. Support people, help people. People are
He
in
helped.
need.
He does it very good.
So
He does it very well. I mean, a few years ago, I mean, or was it last year, when he was
mhm,
asking, he opened up a donation portal where people were giving, and then after they give, he multiplied the giving, almost 10 times what they gave. I
mm,
mean, this is just very, very, very good for him, for his image, and it comes
mhm.
from the heart. It's not. I don't think he's doing this simply because he wants to make a show as a philanthropic show. So I think it's part of his way of life because he's been
That's
doing it for so many years. Yeah,
and
which we appreciate a
that's
lot.
why that's probably why he's still relevant and making good music also. All right, George.
Mhm.
George, thank you for coming in. So Let's see some clips of the event. We don't mind having one or two short sights and sound from the Davido in Canada event, if you can, George.
And by the way, you know, I'm supporting Chief Charles Ori for Imo State 2027. So as a governor, so he's in Norway right now, and possibly we might bring out some pictures of him visiting Norway. He's going to London after that, and he's coming to Canada, which is where he resides. So these are the things we want to be bringing out next week to show the public what is really happening around the world.
We also want to have him in the studio. Tell him.
Oh, definitely, we will. Yeah. We will.
Also, for our viewers watching, hopefully we'll be having a major, a big elephant in the house, political figure next week. Stay with us. Bode George, the founding father of the PDP party, People's Democratic Party. So this is one of the founding fathers, and he's coming to speak to us one-on-one. So the diasporans can hear what's happening in PDP and follow up also. So that's it. Next week, stay tuned. SSM Bode George one-on-one. All right, George. George, let's go. We want to leave our viewers with the short clip of Malcolm Jamawana, the B. Cosby young man that died. There's a condolence clip on him. On this note, George, till we come
Arrivederci.
Arrivederci. All right.
Well, we wish everybody a wonderful weekend. Have fun, stay safe, be disciplined. If it's too hot in your area, ensure that you stay hydrated and stay under the cool weather where it's provided for you. I want you all to enjoy your weekend, but let's see you guys on Monday between the lines. And then we're going to join together once again to give you updates on what happened during the weekend time. So you stay tuned until we meet again. Have a wonderful Friday. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and God bless Asiwaju, our president.
Bye-bye.